Hey friend, do you find it hard to mix colours from oil paints sometimes? Well, today I'm going to be sharing with you how to mix some green colours from some of the plants in my garden, which is going to be a bit of fun. Just recently I had an exhibition with one of my green paintings. It was a fern, and I learned so much about mixing greens. So today I'm going to show you how it's going to be easy for you. I'm going to be showing you what I use from my palette and how I can mix some amazing greens to get exactly what you want. You can download a free download of all the colours that I use below, paintingwithheather.com/first step. Check out that link below with all the colours and loads of other things. But let's get on and I'll show you my garden. So we have some gum leaves. Nice. And I thought I might grab some, these are hydrangea leaves, and here's some brand new new ones here because they're a little bit different greens. So I have some oregano here because it's a different type of green. It's got a bit of blue in it, so I thought I might try that one as well. All right, here we have some lovely greens, different sorts of greens here that we're going to mix up today, which is going to be a bit of fun. So I have a little mini canvas here and we're going to mix up some of these colours. So I just raided my presents box and found this cellophane in there that we're going to paint on, and we're going to get that exact colour that's on there. But first of all, I'm going to talk to you about colours. So I have in my my palette of my case of colours is only about 22 or 23 different colours, and if you click the link below at paintingwithheather.com/first step, you will see a beautiful document there that has lots of things in it, but it also has all of the colours that I use. So super helpful for you right now. But I'm going to show you the greens. I'm going to get out all the greens. I'm going to talk to you about what greens I use and what are in that pack. And also, yeah, I don't know what else I was going to say. Also, let's get going. What are the colours that I'm using? Paynes Grey and Titanium White. Again, all the colours are down below. We have a spectrum yellow and a golden yellow. Yes, I don't have lids on some of them. Don't hold that against me. We have a sap green and an Australian leaf green light. I'll put across the screen here some of the other versions. Obviously this is an Australian company, Art Spectrum, but in different countries you'll have different colours. So this, I'll put it on the screen what the equivalent to this one will be. Let's have a look there. So Australian leaf green light if you're in Australia, or if you've got that brand overseas, I don't know. Then we've got sort of more of the blue colours, which is, we've got Sapphire and Turquoise. Okay, again, all of that is down below. All right, cool. So they're the colours. So I'm just going to put them out on the palette here. All right, we'll put some black up there and some white here. And I just realised that I'm bumping my camera and I've got it connected to the table. So we'll just have to live with that this time, and next time I will attach it somewhere else. But you just have to put up with a little bit of a bumpy bump every now and then, but she'll be cool. All right, so there's the two greens. We've got Sap Green, and this Australian leaf green light is like a pea green, or it's a grass green. We'll just, yeah, you'll just have to go and find it if you don't have that. I'm sorry, from Australian brand. Have we got all the colours? No, yellows. We need to get the yellows out. All right, I'll put the yellow up here. It's a bright yellow and golden yellow, and these are all from my set of about 24. I only have two yellows in my whole set, and that's these two, golden yellow and spectrum yellow. That's all you need. Often in sets that you buy, you don't get this beautiful golden yellow. It's such a nice color. You need to have it if you want to get all the colors that you need. All right, just put some medium out. I use Langridge Low Toxic Medium. Whoop, there it is, Langridge Low Toxic Medium. Beautiful, very nice. Cool. All right, and I also use, love using filbert brushes. So they are round one way and flat the other. Beautiful to work with. I'm not actually going to be drawing lots of leaves, but mostly colours today. We'll see how I go towards the end. All right, so I'm just going to put that leaf there for the moment. All right, let's see. So where do we start with something like that? So we have this Sap Green. So whenever I'm trying to mix a color, I'm always thinking about what is the closest to what I can see. That's really dark, and so I'm actually going to grab a little bit of this other green, grab a little bit of medium, and just come over here and just start sort of putting a bit of color down. So let's just put a little bit on here and just see where we're at with that color. Okay, you can see there that it feels, it needs to be lighter, okay? And it also needs, I think, a bit more yellow. So you've got to think to yourself, well, if it needs to be lighter, what am I going to add to it? So I'm going to grab a little bit of yellow over here and mix a little bit up and see how that goes here and put it next to it. And we'll just see how much closer, hold on, get a bit more in there. Okay, so we've really gone a different direction. Let me get that in there better. Okay, so you see that color? That's not too bad. All right, we've gone probably too light now. So let's go back to what we had. We had these two colors. We had the green. So I'm just showing you my whole process in my brain. Now, as you will see, I don't get colors right straight away. Sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't. All right, especially when you've got this here. I don't often do this as accurately holding it over the actual product. Hanging it over the actual item rather than a product. I always say product. All right, so let's go back to, hold on, let's go back to this color here. All right, and let's just think about this. So I think we actually need, when I squint my eyes at that, I feel like it needs to go a little darker. I'm actually going to grab a little bit of black and see if that works to that color. All right, let's just see what that does. It was only a very small amount, so it might not have been enough. Maybe a little bit more. All right, let's try again. All right, we're getting the tones a little bit better, a little bit right, but it still needs to be, I'm going to add a little bit of, maybe the golden yellow, a little bit of the golden yellow, very small amount. Well, maybe enough to make a difference, put it that way. We'll put that on there now. So I think we've got that color. If we move that up there, well, I'll leave that leaf down there, that's better. I think some of the lighter colors might be similar to that, but I think we've gone too light now. All right, let's grab in a little bit more of that black on top of that. Maybe I've gone too dark, who knows, but let's see. Maybe, see now you can see we need to go somewhere in between. So I'm going to wipe my brush, grab some paper towel. Things are falling everywhere. Right, I'm going to wipe my brush because I want to sort of start from in here and just pull in a little bit more of that green again. All right, and we'll just put that on there. Now that is pretty close, pretty close. How's that? Really good. So you can see there that we can range between those sort of colours there. So we used a bit of Sap Green, a bit of the Australian, the pea green, the Australian, I always forget this one because it's 4 words, Australian leaf green light. We had a little bit of golden yellow, but we also had some black. Didn't use any white, but that's sort of the colours we did there. So let's just paint a little bit of that onto the canvas. Now that I put medium with it, it might go a little bit dark, a little bit too light. I'm going to have to mix that colour up again, I think. A bit more of all the colours that we were using. All right, a bit of golden, fair bit of black, wasn't it? All right, I think that's looking good. Bit of medium, so let's get that on here. All right. That looks pretty close, doesn't it? I'm just going to sort of put a shape in here, a little bit like a leaf. Totally too much medium, but I'm just trying to get that colour on because you see how all that paint's coming through. I mean, see how the texture of the canvas is coming through. So I'll mix up more paint. More paint. Well, not as much medium this time. See that? And it'll get nice into all those grooves. And I probably should have put something on the table so I didn't paint it, but that's all right. Here we are. Putting all that paint on. Tiny bit of medium so I can get a nice shape to that. A little bit more paint over here so I can cover that canvas. All right, so there's some variation happening here that sort of shows it going in and out. So I will actually add a tiny bit of white and a little bit of yellow along the edge here. Maybe a bit more so I can actually see it. Remembering that there's already paint on the canvas, so whatever you put on, it's going to change the colour a little bit because there's already paint on there. All right, so you can see that there's some shading there that's similar to what's happening over here. Pretty good, pretty similar. So if you wanted to do that vein down in there, probably grab a smaller brush and use a fair bit of medium, mix mostly white and yellow. It is, yep, fair bit of white. Let's put it around this way so we can actually sort of make it look a little similar, and then we can come down. So I've just tapped that brush this way and then turned it over and tapped it the other way, so it gives a really thin line. See that? So if I do this, turn it like that, see how thin that is? All right, then we can come down the middle of this, push a bit heavier, get that a bit thicker there. It's going to keep going that colour, so we have to go back and get the colour. It's going to keep getting the colour that's in the background. So, and it actually has a little bit of dark. I'm not going to spend a lot of time making this look super realistic because this is more about the colour today, but you can come in and do a dark line next to that as well. Anyway, so there's our first one. It was the gum leaves. Oregano, or Oregano if you're from the US, is a little bit bluer. It's a little bit bluer, isn't it? So I'm going to just rip one leaf off there. Okay, and pop that on there. Now I'll wipe my brushes. Boom, boom, boom. And then I grab this, I might grab another clean little bit of that cellophane. And we can have a bit of fun mixing on top of that. So this now is similar, but it's a little bit bluier. It's a little bit hard for you probably to see that on the video, but trust me, it is a little bluer. So I'm just going to try and put a colour on there. So you can see that is too light. So I'm going to grab a little bit more Sapphire, but a little bit more of the Sap Green as well. All right, we'll try this. Well, it's pretty close. You can almost see, you can see a little bit of that, but I think that's pretty good. All right, so I'm going to mix up a bit more of that colour because I actually hardly got any of it left. And then we can paint a little one of them. A little bit more medium so we can actually get it to go on. A little leaf. Not a lot different, but it definitely is different. Cute little leaf. Like I said, I'm not really here to paint a perfect, gorgeous picture of a leaf today. We're just looking at the colours. That would take a fair bit longer to just spend some time doing that, but do my best, but not taking a lot of time on that. It's got a cute little point on it, or round point like that. All right, and then that's got a bit of a vein as well, so we'll just grab a bit more of that other, just a tiny bit there, just a little one. And it's a little bit black around the edge, darker around the edge. I can see. Whoop, I was going to paint the leaf for a minute. I'll sort of darken that a little bit there. That's a little bit darker on here as well. So I don't know if you can see the difference. There is a little bit of blue in that colour there. All right, now the other leaf that I have here is quite a lot brighter green. If I can flatten it out a little bit. All right, I'll grab the other side of this and put it on there. All right, so it is a bit brighter. So what I'm going to add, I'm going to wipe my brush again, some paper towel, my wonderfully dirty fingers. All right, flatten you out a bit. It's a bit brighter green towards the top of that. So I'm going to grab a bit of this yellow. I'm going to go into the colours that we were already mixing. All right, and we're going to try put a little bit of that on. It's not bad. It could be a little bit, if I move that up a bit further, it's sort of, there's some colours that are very similar up to the top there, I think. It's a little bit darker. So I might just grab a little bit of those other two colours there. That was the Sap Green and the Australian Leaf Green Light. And we'll just try this a little bit darker. That's pretty close. If I squint my eyes, I can hardly see that. So not bad. Not too bad. All right, so let's put a little bit of that colour on here. Just do a little, tiny little leaf flicking in the top there. Put some colour on. So I just wanted to show you today, really basically, I'm not painting anything super flash and wonderful here in terms of, you know, making it look super hyper realistic, but it was more about mixing colours today. Different greens. Apparently we see more greens than any other colour. You can have a good look at that. I'm sure there's plenty of information on the internet about that subject. All right, I don't have enough paint, so I'm just going to go and get some more here so that it actually gets into all the grooves. The light's sort of shining off it. It doesn't look, it looks nice and smooth. If I can maybe turn, see, there you go. It does look a bit better when it's up like that. When it's done like that, it's sort of catching the light, but you can see that. So then we can go in with our other little, maybe I'll try and put something high under there so it goes higher. There we go. All right, so now we can just put a couple of those veins in, go quite light again. All the veins are fairly similar colour. And it's just coming down in here. Maybe a bit too yellow, let's go a little bit more white. Again, I'm not trying to paint anything perfectly wonderful here, it's just showing you colours right that today. All right, and we'll do a few veins in that as well. Seriously, I'm not taking any time with this. This is just showing you how to do colours today. All right, and we could just put a little bit of dark, some green, some sap green and some black, a little bit of medium, and just put a little bit of dark. Oh, I need a bit more paint down the sides of those so that they sort of do a little bit of a, let's need more green, too much black. I'll show you a picture here that I've done recently of lots of greens, and you will see that I've spent a lot more time than I have here. Greens are an interesting colour to blend, you know, and I'm going to give you a little trick here. When you want to get a really, really bright green, there's actually, I've discovered that Sapphire and this Spectrum Yellow, I'll show you. So I'm going to grab some Spectrum Yellow, I'll pop it here, and I'm going to grab some of the Sapphire, and I'm going to mix it together, and it makes this incredibly beautiful green. We'll do a little leaf here. Look how bright that is. So that Sapphire makes that green like amazing. So when I was doing this leaf, this fern that you'll see here, I was discovering a lot of different ways to mix green, but that's cool. So the Spectrum Yellow and the Sapphire makes this incredible, beautiful green. Now I will show you, where did I put them? Here they are. Two little ones I did earlier of similar leaves here. You see there's the gum leaf, the oregano, depending on where you're from, and this one was the hydrangea leaves. But I just wanted to show you a little bit quicker how to actually mix those colours, and you can spend a lot more time obviously making it look a lot better than what I have, but I just wanted to show you how to mix the greens today. There's lots of different greens in the world, so I thought it'd be fun today to just show you a bit about how to mix greens. And if you want to know the colours that I have in my palette, I only use about 22 or 23. Like I said, you can click the download below and you can download a resource that has all of those colours. I'll show you here. that I use, and that's all I use because I want to learn how to use just those colors. The reason I only have 23 colors is because I want to get to know them like a family, know them how to mix that color, and that color will make that color. Like I said, with the Sapphire and that Spectrum Yellow, oh my goodness, it makes this amazing green. I don't have to go and buy all the different colors from the shelf. And I love teaching this way as well because it really gets people learning about how to use color. Anyway, I hope that's been helpful today. Don't forget the download below. It's a free download that you can find all the resources and all the colors that I use in that download. So until next time, keep creating, having some fun. And before too long, I'm going to let you know about a free workshop, a 3-day workshop. We're going to do 3 little minis over 3 days and learning 3 different techniques. So keep an eye out for that in emails or here on YouTube because that's going to be a lot of fun. You need to sign up for that, but I'll tell you about that next week. Until then, keep creating, keep painting, keep doing what brings you alive, and I'll see you next week.